What's going on, everybody? Marvel Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback. Today we are looking at Deadpool issue number 3 of this limited series. This issue came out in October of 1994. And we have Deadpool and Sean Cassidy's daughter, Siren, on the cover here today. As we are continuing this storyline today, where basically we knew from last issue that the Juggernaut is searching for Deadpool because Deadpool will play a key role in saving the life of Black Tom Cassidy. And so we see that last issue also we left on a bit of a cliffhanger here, as we have basically Peyor here, who is also a longtime friend of Sean Cassidy, trying to go after Deadpool here with all of his troopers here, and they want Deadpool dead. We know that Deadpool basically is responsible for a lot of the past of Peyor and everything he's gone through, the loss of his friends, the loss of his job. And so now Peyor has basically made this a personal issue. He has his own personal vendetta now, and he basically is now going after Deadpool. But we got to worry about the threat of the Juggernaut, as we saw last issue. Basically, the Juggernaut was set on fire. And so now Peyor has to worry about that as well. So before we get started, let's go ahead and give credit where credit is due. This issue is brought to you by Mark Wade, who wrote this issue. We have Ian Churchill and Ken Lashley on the penciling, Bud LaRosa on the inking. We have Starking and Comic Craft, Morshed and Thomas on the lettering and coloring, Suzanne Gaffney editing. We have Bob Harris, the group editor, and Tom DeFalco, head Merc. And so we see Juggernaut all of a sudden comes out. He is still after Deadpool here, but now Peyor's men are going to have to deal with Juggernaut now as well. He's like, where is he? Where's Deadpool? And then the people are like, Juggernaut, where did he? He's flaming the heat. Look out, he's coming he's burning me. So we see here that Juggernaut has no time for games here. He's on the search for Deadpool. That's his main mission, to bring Deadpool back so that Dr. Killebrew can basically experiment on Deadpool and save the life of Black Tom Cassidy here. And so we're going to see a big standoff here once again, as Deadpool and Juggernaut go at it once more here. Deadpool says, like I'm so scared. Last time we met, I threw your jumbo butt out of a jumbo jet. And Juggernaut says, I remember, but I ain't here for revenge. And he said, good news. And then he's like, Black Tom sent me. Something's wrong with him. A weird wood growth is eating him alive. And so then he's like, so I'll send him a bag of termites. And he's like, funny. Got a doc who can cure them. But in order to do it, he needs a little something special brought back. You. And then Deadpool's like, me? How about instead he takes 2 Wolverines and calls me in the morning? So Deadpool continues to joke around here. Juggernaut's not having any of it. He is still on fire. That's what's so amazing about the Juggernaut. He could still be on fire here, but nothing seems to stop him. And so we see that Deadpool is calling out Red, which is basically Siren, saying, hey, I could use some help. But she hesitates here. And I wonder why. Why is she hesitating here? Well, we're going to soon find out the reason for this, but finally she steps in, uses her Siren sonic scream here, and it really stops the Juggernaut here, but it also collapses the building right on top of the Juggernaut. And she says, I reckon a collapsing building will keep him occupied for a while. Come on, you're out of danger. And then he said, who says I want your help? Besides, I'm safe now, so let go. And then he's like, oops, and then he falls down and hurts himself. Back at Black Tom Cassidy's facility here, he gets word that they have failed in capturing Deadpool. One of his men returns. But we see here that he's going to demonstrate some good news here to Black Tom Cassidy, and that is that basically within this bag there's something special for Black Tom Cassidy. And he says, whatever it may be, it has already bought you precious seconds. Let us see if it's worth more than that. He opens the bag and he's like, my, will this do, Killebrew? And then Killebrew says, it may indeed. And then Black Tom says, excellent, but you'll pay the price for failing me. And he sets the guy on fire. Then he says, then come, Killebrew, time to put your skills to the test. So what is exactly in that bag? We're going to soon find out. So we see Black Tom Cassidy is still waiting on Peor here, and he's going to learn that Peor has double-crossed him, that he's now going on his own vendetta as this secretary walks in, and she's like, who are you? What do you think you're doing here? And we see that Sean Cassidy says, it's all right. Peor told me to wait for him. I'm a friend of his. He'll be right back. She says, nice try, mister, but Peor led an attack force out of this building an hour ago. Hello, security. Report here on the double. We have an intruder rifling Peor's files. Attack force? Peor, you miserable double-crossing snake. And so, yes, he is now using his attack force to go after Deadpool for his own vendetta, as I said earlier. So now Siren is going to reveal to Deadpool why she hesitated. She basically says Tom is more than just a distant relative. He raised me, cared for me growing up. You look at him and see evil. I've looked at him that way too, but now I'm starting to see beyond. I'm not defending him or his actions, but neither can I watch him suffer. Juggernaut said ye could be used to cure him, and for a moment, just a moment, I had to wonder if I could watch that happen. So she actually thinks that maybe Deadpool can actually cure Black Tom Cassidy, the very close relative to Siren here. And so we see Deadpool's not having any of it. But we see Siren is going to continue to basically rationale with Deadpool here, telling him, look, I'm sorry for that. Can I at least look at your face? I've never seen it. I don't even know who your name is. And he's like, hey, no examining the merchandise, Red. If I want you to know anything, I'll tell you when I'm good and ready. What say we drop the touchy-feely, Shinola, while you can still count to 5 on that hand? And then all of a sudden we see Peor is going to show up with his fire squad. Now they're pointing their guns right at Deadpool and Siren. And we see Deadpool and Siren are going to jump off the ledge of the building here. Well, actually Deadpool does. So now Siren has to go after him. But she's going to take care of Peor's men first here. We wonder where exactly did Deadpool go. Well, we see Deadpool here is going to go after Peor here, but he's out of ammo as his gun is starting to click here. We see Peor says, what's the matter, Merc? Need some ammo? I've got some right here. Catch. And then he starts blasting. He's blasting like 3 times right in the shoulders and right in the gut here. And we know that in the past issues that basically Deadpool's regenerative powers are starting to deplenish here. They're not as good as they used to be. So something is wrong with Deadpool and the reason of why he cannot heal as quickly as he used to. And so we see, even though he was shot 3 times, Deadpool is going to land in one good punch on Peor here, causing him to fall off the building here. And we see Sean Cassidy, the Banshee, is going to catch Peor here, throw him down into the garbage dump here, because he's like, you ratbag, you betrayed me to follow your own stupid vendetta. This is no longer your affair, understood? And he said, hang on against the soldiers, Teresa, I'm coming to help you. And then she's like, already taken care of, Father. As you didn't know already, Siren is the daughter of Banshee. And so we see here that Deadpool's like, I've been better, I've been shot 3 times, it's okay. And she's like, okay, well, do you want to join me and basically my father here because we know the whereabouts of where where Black Tom Cassidy is at. And he's like, I'm out. I'm just out of this. No, I'm not joining. And she's like, well, I guess this is it then. And she's like, goodbye, Deadpool. But then he says, Wade. And she's like, what? He said, my name is Wade. So now she knows the identity of Deadpool, but then she's going to pick up Deadpool, and she said, we won't regret this. And he says, I won't live long enough. Fly. So what was inside of that bag? Well, we find out that it was actually filled with Deadpool's own blood. And what Black Tom Cassidy is going to do is he's going to drink from that bag, that blood, and then on top of that, he chops off his basically his wrist here, and he's like, "What have you done? Why did you chop off your wrist?" Well, we soon see that within a matter of seconds, Black Tom Cassidy's hand grows back, and so Deadpool's powers have now been basically given to Black Tom Cassidy. And so that's how we're going to end this issue. Up next, folks, we're going to be looking at the conclusion of this series in part 4, where Deadpool fights Black Tom Cassidy mano a mano. And so we have a lot going on. Next issue, hope to see you there. So go ahead now, give this video a like. Comment down below what you liked about this issue. Subscribe if you have not. And I will see y'all in the next one.